In that video, you can see me like climbing on the furniture, and then Shifty is cutting his omelette. And bear in mind, I've not eaten hot food for the best part of a week at this point, and he cuts it up and he feeds me part of the omelette. Best thing I've ever done in my life. Hey, it's Stephen here from Confessions of a Traitor, and you're listening to the Chronicles of podcast with Jamie and Tom.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stay.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie LeDrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, this week we are back with a brand new interview. This week we bring you the singer of an incredible band who are here to talk all about their brand new upcoming album, This Pain Will Serve You, available 16th of May. So look to the midnight sun and let this interview consume you while you rest your fatal frame. Everyone put your hands together as we bring you Stephen MacConville for the Chronicles of Confessions of a Traitor.
Wow. Okay. That was good. I'll give you that. I thought you were going to go through the whole album, like song title by song title.
I was tempted to try and fit them all in, but I was like, this is too difficult. No.
Mate, it would have taken half of your life to do it. So
I really wanted to get Hail Mary in there, but I just couldn't make it work.
Yeah, but it's like an NFL player, isn't it? Like going all guns blazing, going all in.
There you go. Oh, let's see if you'd collaborated together, it would have worked.
It's just one of those things. Jamie likes his intro, so I don't like to get involved. You know. Yeah. Steve, how's your personal Tuesday been so far?
Personal Tuesday. It's been good. Been at work, your normal 9 to 5, and then went to the gym, ate some tofu and some noodles, and now I'm talking to you, lovely gentlemen. I genuinely can't complain.
Stop it, you! You're talking about the tofu noodles. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. There were lots of lovely gentlemen in that.
So Steve, how we like to start these things is right back at the start, back to the days of young Master MacConville, you could say. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been music for you, or was it something like pro wrestler, truck driver? I don't know, something ridiculous like that.
I actually, when I was first born, I wanted to be a rugby player. I played semi-professional / kind of like professional rugby for about 20 odd years, and I was very much as a kid, like 6 years old. My parents took me down to the local rugby club, and I was the kind of the big kid at school. And they were like, "Do you know what? If you get in and you push other kids around legally, you'll be all right." Because I just used to do it at school, apparently. I just used to push people around. So they kind of controlled my my aggression. And I played that for the best part of 20 years. I had an amazing time doing it. Played at... do you know... the kind of levels within rugby? So you've got Premiership, Championship, National One, National. So I played in a club that was in the Championship for about 6 years. Moved over to New Zealand, played rugby in New Zealand for a club over there. I've had quite a colourful go at it. Was in the Ireland under-18s selection squad. Really kind of gave it a good shot at it, but unfortunately I wasn't very good at tackling, and that's kind of a big part of the game. So I was like always into like heavy music, and I remember being out in New Zealand going, I don't really know if I really want to do rugby anymore. I kind of like music, and then naturally drifted over to music.
I can imagine training here in London. Were you born here in London?
Yes, I was born in Hammersmith.
Oh, nice. Not too far from me. So obviously training in London compared to training in New Zealand must be a whole different level.
There is something I train regularly in the gym. Like I work really, really hard to be strong and big and everything like that. And these kids, these Māori kids, like they'd be like 18, 19 years old. They'd walk past the gym and then suddenly their deltoids would just explode. And then they'd just be like, they'd be running faster than you. They'd be fitter than you. They would be stronger than you. And they just had this like unbelievable raw talent and skill. And I was like, I work so hard at building myself up to be a strong boy, and you just grew that way. So it was very humbling going there. It was also, I tell you what, it was also nicer weather to go and like play rugby in the heat rather than in the ice and snow in January and February and in the UK.
I've always wanted to go over there, man. I bet it's unbelievable over there.
Yeah, I mean, where I used to live, so I lived in this place called New Plymouth. So my house, and me and my housemate were living there. The back garden used to look out at this mountain called Mount Taranaki, which is, I think it's 9,500 feet tall. And it's just a solo mountain in the middle of the province. And then you'd go out the front door and there would be the beach.
Oh.
And I was like, and now I live in a tiny little flat in South London.
Oh, mate.
Why would you leave that for London? Like,
I don't know. There is something special about London. Like I'm a very, very social person. I like being around. I like going to gigs, and I like, I've got a good group of friends in London, and it's one of those things that kind of always pull you back. Like I do like being out in nature, but yeah, there's something about being in a very busy city and like being able to go to shows every single night of the week if you want to. I mean, I take it you said you live in London yourself, or do you both live in London?
I'm in West London. I'm in West London.
I'm in Birmingham, so nowhere near.
Okay, right, yeah. So yeah, we're not too far away from each other. Like I live near Croydon in Sutton.
Okay.
So it's one of those kind of areas where it's like music in Croydon, music in Camden. It's all within an hour of each other. So yeah, you miss it from time to time, but then you're like, I live in one of the most amazing cities in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Ruislip, so I went as far out as I could. So I could
okay,
still enjoy the quiet scene, but I work in Ealing, so when I go to Ealing, I'm like, fuck, it's mental. Just, yeah, best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. Anyway.
Have my car stolen in Ealing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I should laugh at that, but...
West, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Bloody West Ealing, never go there. So you said obviously you used to play rugby, but you were obviously really into heavy music. Like, when did music start for you? What made you go, I think I might give this a go?
Well, I was always in choirs at school and at like church and stuff like that. So I got involved in like singing really early on, like singing the absolute Jesus bangers like This Little Light of Mine, and those ones that used to just belt at the back of the assembly. So I got like super involved with it like early on, and was like in singing competitions. Like we used to go like county to county with our little singing troupe. So I was always into music. And then as rugby started to take over, it kind of naturally fell by the wayside. It was like, you kind of one or the other kind of thing. I was like, I really like running into people that are bigger than me and hurting myself. That kind of like that male dominance side of my brain decided to develop, like the Neanderthal in me. So yeah, it was as I was always into like heavy music, like for a very, very long time. And then I was like, well, do I want to like, maybe I should try being in a band. Like I've never done it before. And then I just kind of found some members, and that's where Confessions came from.
Were your parents into that sort of side of things as well, or how did they influence you in other ways?
I mean, my mum used to like walk around the house singing all the time. She's got an incredible singing voice, but she'd sing these old like Irish songs, like because my family's Irish. She'd sing these like old Irish Catholic songs, and she'd get all the lyrics wrong, but she's got a really, really good voice. And my dad loves like kind of old like rock and roll, like U2, The Who, Pink Floyd. So I kind of grew up around that kind of stuff, but not like metal. You know what I mean? Like when I started to develop that interest in it, they were like, oh, well, this is horrible. This is Satan worshipping garbage. And I'm like, Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't really think it is, but we'll roll with it. There's some good messages in here, but yeah, as a rebellious kid, you're just like, "Ooh, shut up, mum." Like, I'll listen to my Trivium and my Bullet for My Valentine, um, as a budding emo kid.
So how did you find that like heavier side of music?
Do you know what? I remember being at school and finding like MP3s of Trivium online, and that was the first band that really kind of got its hooks in me. Because I really couldn't handle the screaming to begin with. The irony of me like belting out every night now. But it was the riffs, like just that. I remember hearing Paul Harder on the strings of Your Martyr, and being like, "Whoa, what is this?" And then like that was at the time where like we all had our iPods and stuff like that. So I remember like kind of illegally downloading like off LimeWire and like destroying the school computers and destroying like my parents' computers. I don't know if you ever remember the time where you're like, oh, you took so long on a 56K dial-up to download something, and you're like, oh yes, I'm gonna have this incredible single that I've heard, but it would download the album and it would all be on one track. Did you ever have that? And it was like heartbreaking because you'd have to try and like scroll as far as you could. So yeah, that was. I don't know what kind of got me into it, but there were a couple of kids at my school that were listening to like heavier stuff, and the irony is that the first album I ever bought was Destiny's Child Survivor, and then it was
Yes.
still an absolute ripper today. I am an independent woman, and I don't need a man. But for me, it was like I just loved music, and then it was like you kind of like discover. Like I remember playing Crazy Taxi as a kid, and that had like The Offspring and Bad Day. Not Bad Day. That's my friend's band. What's the
Bad Religion?
Bad Religion. Thank you very much. And then like if you playing like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I was like, yo. I think this is my entire personality now, like just pop punk and nu metal, and then just kind of where it evolved, and you get little sprinklings on like Linkin Park, and I really got into nu metal, and then that's your gateway drug, isn't it? That's the one that kind of gets you hooked, and then you're like, I need the harder stuff, I need it to be and then you find like riffs, and you're like, oh. And then it becomes, if the riffs get heavier, the vocals get heavier, and you get used to it. And then for a time, it was like absolutely no singing. I went through that phase like Lamb of God and Thy Art Is Murder, and then I kind of like back into like a blend of different things. So yeah, it was a bit of a wild ride, like kind of going into it, because I went to a really small school that not many kids listen to heavy music, so I just kind of had to discover a lot on my own.
It was just playing Pro Skater 2, and then you hear Papa Roach Blood Brothers just start, and you're like, oh my god, it's coming, and it just kicks in, you're like, oh god, love it. And Guerrilla Radio, those
I had
two.
a love affair with Rage Against the Machine, man. After seeing them, was it on the Matrix film with I can't remember the Bomb Track. Was it Bomb Track? I can't remember.
I have no idea
what song it was. Yeah, and I just at the end credits, I'd always wind, because you never had enough money to buy any CDs, so I'd wind the film to the end, and I'd just put that on repeat the whole time.
The things we used to do just to listen to music is crazy.
And now it is at our fingertips with Spotify. I honestly, right? I know musicians bash Spotify. I genuinely think it's the best thing that's ever happened to music. Like as a musician, I think it is the best thing that's happened, because the discoverability of new music is unbelievable. And I tell you now, if Spotify wasn't a thing, there is not a chance that we would be doing the things that we would have done. Not a chance. So I think it's an incredible tool.
Let's just pay people better.
Yeah. But then the argument is you wouldn't have the fan base that you would do. The reach. The stream. I agree. Yeah, the streaming number. So like the streaming payment is not great, but at the same time, the volume of people listening to you probably exceeds the volume of people you ever would have reached. So therefore, your earning potential has increased, if that makes sense. So I know it's probably an unpopular take, but I actually think the discoverability factor has increased. The likelihood of like touring bands and exposure, which gets them out on the road more. But when you get to the top level, where CD sales and music sales used to be so high, that's who's really, really getting scalped, because they miss the physical media. Whereas, for bands like us, where people are discovering us every day, that's a new listener. That's a new T-shirt sale. That's a new album sale. Like, that's a potential ticket to come to the show. It's somebody who never would have found us if it was in a physical music store. So I know it's probably an unpopular take and probably a very, very minor take, but I actually think it has revolutionized the way that I consume music and the way that the world has.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't having a go. I wasn't like going, "No, Steve, you listen to me." But I think that Instagram
should get paid more. If you
should, you absolutely should. But I feel that social media as well has also done the same with with like reels. People watch reels now, and like that's how I've discovered loads of bands that way. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you are absolutely bang on. You are absolutely bang on, because without Spotify, without social media, like people wouldn't discover the smaller actors and the people that would normally just been squashed and just been playing pubs or whatever. They're actually getting to go and do tours and go and support bands. And look at fucking Sleep Token. They're one of the biggest examples. Them and Bad Omens. They're two huge examples of TikTok that just went, oh my days, and now they're headlining Download in 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And like as a British guy, I'm so proud of them. Like, I couldn't be happier that there's been a new influx of people listening to heavy music and like getting their feet, like, their feet wet with it, and just been like, oh, there's more to this than people go like, just like big squealing on the microphone. So it's an incredible feat. And bear in mind, it's free. Social media is free. Yes, you do have to pay for ads and stuff like that if you want to promote, but if your song goes viral, like, that's all free, man. So honestly, there's a lot of benefits to it.
You make a good point, sir.
Yeah.
I shall get off my soapbox. Sorry about
that. No. Hey, like I said, this is just my thoughts on it. Like, I you'll probably be able to tell by the end of this, I'm quite a positive, upbeat person.
No, I love it.
I like to look at the lighter side of life.
Best thing to do. I love it. But you mentioned there pig squeals and things like that. So one thing that has always intrigued me with vocalists, especially metal vocalists like yourself, what point did you realise you could do this, let alone do it well enough to front a band?
I don't think you ever really know until you actually do it. I remember like years and years of like me screaming until like I couldn't speak in my car, like driving places. And that was kind of like, I'd just be like going down the motorway, like listening to Parkway Drive, going and just trying to sound like Winston. And I think you kind of go, I think I sound okay. I think this is all right. And then you kind of get in a room with people and you go like, well, I've been practicing this, so I think I can do it. And it's only until you do it do you really know. And it's like, it's kind of that confidence thing. It's like, if you've got like the belief in yourself to do it, give it a crack. Like, you'll only know if you try, and if you hold on to it, you're not willing to kind of put it out there, you'll never really know, I guess. So there's a little bit of like, got to try it and see how it goes.
I've tried it. I suck. So I'll leave it to you.
Well, no, honestly, man, and this is the thing. Is like, even if you do feel like you suck, there are people out there who can help support you, like, and they're like genuinely like technically really good people who will teach you how to scream. It's so interesting. It's such a science. Like, we're out touring with the band called Convictions, and Mike, their singer, is an incredible vocalist, and he does singing lessons. And he was talking to me, he's like, I can't quite pick out where your voice, whether you sit in fry or false chord. He's like, you transition really well. I'm like, dude, I get up and utterly give it beans every night. Like that's all I do. But now as I've started to listen to him, I'm like, oh, there is a science behind it. Now I know which kind of sets of chords I'm using, and I've got better because of that kind of feedback. So yeah, it's not just about like wailing as hard as you can down a microphone, but there is a real science behind it.
It's because what's even more interesting now is that certain words are now being like a main staple of screaming.
Yeah.
So, for example, blech is now like a really big moment in metalcore and like metal music. Like I feel that's become more of a main staple now. Obviously, there's 2 in your record that I discovered. Anyway, there's probably more. I found one in Fatal Frame and I found one in Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But like, how do you know that you want to put that in there? Do you know what I mean? Is it just because you want that, the breakdown to have that real sexy, it's coming, and then you go, have a bit of that, and then it just kicks in.
Yeah, it's also like it weirdly enough, it binds things together. So like, when a riff hits and you're like, you get all that impact. But live, when you're playing it, the vocalist will quite often give like a lead into it, so it gives it that kind of extra like bind from one section to the other, because your ears are wanting to hear something, like when that beat lands, and the trend at the moment is to hit that blur, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, because people like it, but it's also like. There are other bits in the album which obviously you've listened to where it'll come from a riff or come from a chorus, and it will just be a trailed off scream to bind it into the next bit, or to be like, that is the definitive end of that section and we're going into another bit. So you kind of use your voice as a bit of an instrument to create that, like, oh we're moving on now. And yeah, like I said, it's like this kind of like science, like musical science behind it, like how you bind one section into the other, rather than that real jarring, oh, the song has to stop and now we've got to try and find a transition, and that's the vocal version of the transition, is that yeah. And also it's an absolute trend, isn't it, for people to just put the filthiest little lines in there.
It's great. I mean, there's obviously people doing like reviews of songs now that are like the blech guy and that sort of thing, looking for him. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, well, I just for the longest time when what's the Architects album where he really lent into it? All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us, and it was just every song was like he'd say a line, they just went blah, blah, and there were like 3 or 4 in it, and I was like, this is amazing. And then after a couple of years of every band chucking it everywhere, you kind of get a little bit of fatigue. So I think a little bit of spice every now and again does help people want to hear it. So sometimes when you're writing the song, you've got to lean into what people's ears want to hear.
Yeah, no, I agree, because obviously there's the cough now as well that I've discovered. The Pretty Wild do it, and Lauren Babbitt do it as well, with to lead into a sort of breakdown or a scream at the cough coming. And I find that people are now getting a bit more inventive with things.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a can opening in one album I listened to recently. I think, and there's like tape change in the new Sleep Token album, and it's just insane. I love it.
There's lots of little things. But I always really like when it sounds like they're in the studio and they're talking to the producer. It's like a Day to Remember. What's the song? I think it's Second Sucks.
Oh yes, with Mortal Kombat's fight in there.
Yeah, that's one of the bits. But there's an entry to the beginning of the song, and he's like, "No, I got this," and then it goes into the song, and I really like those kind of like raw moments.
Is it I'll Be Sonic, You Be Tails?
It might be.
It's the track. It's track 3, I think, on
What Separates You From Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's I'll Be Sonic, You Be Tails.
I'm trying to look at Spotify now to see.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I've gone off track, but yeah, I do like those little ad lib moments that feel like genuinely organic, and they're like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Let's just stick it in there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Anyway, let's bring it back to Confessions, shall we? We've gone off on huge tangents, which I love, by the way. We love a bit of a tangent on here. But A question I always like to ask, but I know gets asked 15 million trillion times, but I'm always intrigued by what came before the name. So
The name.
where does the name come from? And what did you actually have beforehand? Because I'm always intrigued by what bands had, like bread or something.
We had some bad ones. We had some bad ones. It was like I remember we were trying to create the band name. We were going into like band name generator. Did you ever
Yes,
use that?
yeah.
Dude? You'd pick a word that you liked, and you were like, I love sword. And then suddenly, and the ones that stick out to me, the ones that we still talk about today, like one came out and it was like Northern Sword. Like, what does that even mean? And then there was oh yeah, Chronicles of the Tree. And I was like, what? But then some bands have the worst names. Some bands have the absolute worst names, and they are just the biggest bands in the world. But yeah, Confessions of a Traitor started as like a little EP that I was writing. And it felt to me like it was like catharsis. It was like, if I write down all of the bad things that I feel that I've done, like I could be absolved of those feelings, of that kind of like sin.
Yeah.
And it felt like a confession to kind of rid myself of that skin, and so I could kind of evolve into something else. And that was the title of an EP that I was writing. And the boys at the time were called Punish the Butler.
An amazing name.
Sounds like a Tomb Raider reference.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, either people think that we're really, really big Tomb Raider fans, or we're doing something very, very bad in our own time in the bedroom. Like,
that should be on OnlyFans. Yeah.
So I was like,
Punish the Butler, 20 quid.
Absolutely not. And they went, yeah, but people are going to remember it. And I said, yeah, but no one's going to book us, fellas. Like, no one's look at that and go, yeah, Punish the Butler. They're going to be real. No one's going to take you seriously.
No.
So yeah, we were chucking names around, and I was like, oh, this is kind of my working title for the EP. And the guys were like, well, that's kind of cool. And that's where it came from.
Wow.
That's really cool.
You should have a song just called PTB or something. Just something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's some sort of little reference to it.
little throwback.
I'm just intrigued what the logo looked like for Punish the Butler.
I don't even want to know, mate. I don't even want to know. We'll leave it up to everyone's imaginations.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Think about that. It could be whatever you want it to be.
That works. But I was looking at the history of the band. You guys have done some incredible things, toured with bands like Caliban, Trapped. But one really stood out to me. You toured with Crazy Town.
Yeah, man.
How do you go from you guys to Ladies Come, Ladies Go Around My Revolving Door? Like, how did that come together?
I mean, for starters, like R.I.P. Shifty. Like,
yes, 100%.
He truly is an absolute legend. And I still keep in contact with the band. Actually, their bass player is coming out to see us when we play in LA, because he lives out in LA. So every time we go out there, we always hang out. But they were the most incredible band, and because they've got a really eclectic sound, Crazy Town. So yeah, you hear Butterflies, you hear Revolving Door, the real chill kind of R&B, but they're a new metal band. Like, you listen to Drowning, Toxic and stuff, and it's just like such good like new metal songs. So they're drawing in different crowds all over the place, and these guys, they know how to work a room. And Shifty was a real showman. And like, yeah, people are there to hear Butterfly, but they stay because they're such good vibes and there's such a great mix of music. So yeah, it feels like a strange lineup, but for me, whenever I go to like festivals, festivals are great because it's such an eclectic mix. The last thing I really want to hear when I go to a show, when I'm seeing a headline band, is four of the same band, because you're you're two in and you're going, oh, I can't hear pig squeals and blast beats anymore. And it's like, when we're on the road, we don't even listen to metal, like, because we're so exhausted from hearing bands every night. You know, especially if you're the headliner. You know, you're hearing 4 bands before you, and you're like, okay, cool, right, now we're on. Then we get in the van, and somebody's putting on like another heavy track. You're like, let's stop there, man. So yeah, it was an incredible opportunity, and all of us were like, we have to take this because it will get us out in front of a completely different audience, and it really did. And we've made such good friends with them. I mean, after that tour, Crazy Town came and stayed in my flat with me for about a month, I think it was, when they were going to festivals, and they used my flat as a base to go out to European festivals. So I got quite close to them. Yeah, they were a really, really good bunch of guys. But yeah, it's such a sad thing that that Shifty's passed now. So yeah, a great band, great time touring with them. And we did some amazing shows on that tour.
I can really relate to what you're saying before. Like late last year, I think it was, I went to go see Cannibal Corpse. There was 4 support bands, all of them that style of music. By the time they came on, I was like, I am fucking done. Like, I cannot listen to this anymore.
Completely. Don't get me wrong, and it's like you're appealing to the right audience. Like you want 4 death metal bands in there, but like it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Your ears, like by the end of it, just become a bit numb.
It was a bit tough. But I mentioned that tour as well because did I see you guys went viral for playing a show in a Denny's or a cafe or something?
Yeah. So one of the shows we played the Hard Rock Cafe in Bucharest, and we thought it was on the bill. It was like I was just going to be that it was called Rock Cafe, and then we turned up and it was the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't think they realized what they booked. Like this was the night before that viral video, and like the stage is there. Like Eric Clapton's played there. You know, all these incredible bands. Then you get this sweaty little hardcore band from London turning up and like getting people to circle pit while someone's trying to cut their steak, and it was that was amazing. And then the next day we were booked for this. It was like a midday like slot for a festival in another city in Romania, and the guy who was running the Hard Rock Cafe said, "Oh, come to my breakfast place in the morning. We'll sort you out for some food." And then when we got there, he was like, "Do you guys want to put on a show?" Dude, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was going.
Dude, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Yeah, so be good fun." So we just plugged the guitars in, and we played a hardcore show at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, and in that video, you can see me like climbing on the furniture, and then Shifty is cutting his omelette. And bear in mind, I've not eaten hot food for the best part of a week at this point. You're eating that like cold sandwiches, cold meats out of fridges in petrol stations, and he cuts it up and he feeds me part of the omelette. Best thing I've ever done in my life. And then as that video pans round, there's a guy at the back who looks like Louis Walsh, but he was just this Romanian guy who went there and it was a Monday morning. He was like, "I go here every day for my breakfast, and this band have ruined my breakfast." I just didn't know what was going on. So yeah, it was amazing. I think the video got shared. It was at Uni Lad or something like that, and it just went completely viral for us.
That is fucking insane.
Yeah, man.
8 o'clock in the morning as well.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you now, I am trying to advocate for matinee shows because, like, do you know what I mean? First band's on at 2. Every band's done by 5 o'clock. We're packed up and out by 6, home by 7. I'm having dinner and I'm in bed by 9.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Oh, perfect. I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis was talking about this, and I was like, fuck yes, make it a thing.
I tell you now, everyone would be so much happier. Well, I know the bands would be anyway. Especially get into your hotel at like, oh, this is great. Like it's like 9 o'clock. I can put my feet up and have it.
Yeah, Corey's on. Let's watch me, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
It's just I'm getting older, man.
Yeah. When I'm at a show, my bedtime alarm goes off, and I'm like, I'm so tired, and there's another band before we've got to perform.
Oh.
The rest of the guys really like playing late and everything like that, but I am such an old man. I get up really, really early in the morning, and I go to bed really, really early.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I'll go to gigs now. Like, I've been at work all day. I'm standing there. By the time the headline is coming on, my feet are throbbing. I'm knackered. I'm like, this is a band I pay for, and I just want to go into bed.
Yeah.
We need more matinee shows. Matinee shows. Listen.
Shows, yeah. 100%, especially on the weekends as well. Like, what are we doing? Just saying.
So, bringing it back to Confession, when it comes to songwriting, are you writing all the lyrics of the band? And obviously the singer, but are you writing all the lyrics as well?
Yes, I am. Yeah. So Jack actually, so Jack, our guitarist, he does the music. So he writes the guitar parts, and then the guitar stuff comes to me. I start writing the songs, the lyrics, the melodies, and then I'll go into the studio with our producer and then add the layers of production with it. So what we get is like Jack and Jake will work together. Jack will write the guitars, Jake will do the sort of pre-pro work on it. They'll send it all over to me, and then it'll be me and our producer, and we'll kind of start adding in the layers. Like, I'll add the lyrics. I've got we'll put key lines in here, and sometimes the boys will send over a couple of key lines, and we'll start to alter them and move them around. And I'll then kind of restructure some of the songs, and it's been more prevalent on this record than it has been on any other one, where I've kind of got it and basically kind of gone, all right, let's move this section here. Let's repeat this bit. Like, so it's been, I guess, a kind of like a trust the process one on this one. And it was because we spent so long writing the album, so we could take it away, listen to it, kind of come back and kind of perfect it, rather than just booking in a block of time and then kind of saying, oh, well, at the end of this week we have to finish the album. We really spent a long time kind of structuring it, like taking it back, listening to it, and then going, well, this could work a bit better, and then I'd go back in again and kind of have a play around with it. But we do work really collaboratively. But yeah, in essence, like all the lyrics are what I write, and Jack helps out with a couple of bits every now and again. So yeah, it's a good dynamic to work with.
Are the songs quite personal to you? The lyrics quite personal to you, or is it personal accounts from yourself, from the other band members as well?
Yeah, so I mean, this album has to be the most personal lyrics I have ever written.
Oh wow!
So I think to kind of, I guess the running title of the album, obviously, "This Pain Will Serve You," is about like trauma and how you as individuals will always experience some level of pain and trauma throughout our lives, and we can let it like consume us, and we can kind of crumble underneath the weight and pressure, or we can allow it to form the foundations of a much stronger endeavor, and we can continue to grow from it. So the album describes a very, very very traumatic process of over the last year and a half. So Jake's mother and Jack's mother both got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh.
And Jake's mum absolutely recovered. She's doing incredibly well.
Good, amazing.
Jack's mum unfortunately passed away after a very short battle. 4 months. It was the moment they found it. It was a terminal diagnosis, and this happened last year. So as we were writing the album, he was going through the process of like caring for his mother.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him. I said, I've written a lot of like very personal bits on this record. Like, why? Like, how would you feel about us writing about your mum? And he's like, I want to do that, but I don't know how to go about doing that. And I said to him, well, write down on a Word document everything you're feeling right now. Just write, like, if it's words, if it's sentences, if it's like expressions or whatever it is, just write it down. And so we had this like live Word document. He would just update it as things were going on. And then I started to pick this up and just kind of transition it and make it into a song. And then after that kind of rendition, I recorded a bunch of pre-pro, and I was like, okay, it feels like a collection of like just feelings. So then I started to warp it into a story about dealing with grief, like knowing someone's gonna die and then having to deal with that grief, but whilst they're still there. So he's having to grieve while she's still alive, and then grieve when she'd passed as well. So it was such a visceral trauma of like, I have to accept this, because otherwise I'll let it consume me, and I won't be able to enjoy the last few months with my mother. So it was such a hard thing for him to do, but I couldn't be more proud of him. Like, he was so involved with writing the music, but also at the same time, like, caring for his mother. Like, he lived with his mom, and so he's an incredibly strong person. I've got nothing but admiration for him for it. But we essentially documented that those last few months of her life within songs within the record. So Starve, the opening track, is about the initial anger felt around the diagnosis. Noble Bloom is about accepting that it's going to happen, and having to be forced through that acceptance come hell or high water. And then there's another song called Love You Left Behind, which is about like trying to fight it and trying to reason with what's happening, and like looking to God and thinking, like, please don't take her away from me. Like, this is it's not right. This is, and we're documenting that process. So yeah, very, very, very personal songs, just written straight from, the mouth of the person that's feeling them right there and then.
Bless him. I'm so sorry.
That's heartbreaking. Yeah.
Thank you. I like I said, I couldn't be more proud of him. And we played Noble Bloom for the first time on stage. None of us could look at each other. There was not a dry eye on stage. But we were like, if I looked at that, can't. I'm just gonna focus on, because it's just raw emotion. And like the thing is, he now has to go up and play that every night, because the song's done incredibly well and people are loving it, because it's true. It's a genuine representation, and it happens to us all. And the thing is like, I like to talk about feelings that people feel, because as guys, we're like, I just want to be a big, hard, tough man. Got to be big and tough, right? But we feel things, so talk about it. Like, and the moment you're able to express yourself, you are going to feel better. It'll hurt, my God, it'll hurt. But if you can resonate with it and feel like you're in a room full of like sweaty little emo kids singing songs about the hardest moments of your life, and you're like, oh, I can share this with other people. Other people feel this. So, and that's what I want to do, is I then want to take that and then I go, right, don't let it be your entire identity. Build from it and become a stronger person. And that's where the kind of like that positive message is laced through, that you can overcome this, and you will, and you are better here.
And people listen to this sort of music and think it's Satan worshipping and horrible. Listen to that fucking story right there. It sure as shit ain't. But that's a beautiful thing for you to be able to do for a friend as well. To be like, let me help you grieve.
Yeah,
like that's a beautiful thing.
I appreciate it, man. I just know, seeing the comments when these songs are released, and seeing people go, oh, my parents have passed away. That this happened to me recently. We were flooded with messages about it, and it was like, thank you for writing these kind of things. And it's like, wow, okay, that feels really overwhelming, because you're then at the merch stand afterwards, and people are coming up and they're sharing their stories with you, and you're like, oh, I wasn't really kind of anticipating this. Like, I wrote these songs where I'm sat now, like in my room, and like it's speaking to you on another level, and I'm so glad. But yeah, you kind of have to get used to it, and I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy talking to people about it, because it seems to help.
Yeah, I imagine them singing the lyrics back at you as well must be another whole other level.
Dude, there's a song off our last record. Like, obviously we haven't really had the moments yet, because the we've played one show this year where we've been able to play the new material. It was in Sweden, and yeah, there were people singing it back, but like one of the songs had been out a day, so
okay.
you're seeing like people singing. Oh, you already know it, so it's a bit more of a shock.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're coming up to our London release show at the end of the month, and then the US tour, and the album's going to have been out a month, so we're anticipating a little bit more of that. There's a song on our old record called Forever Hollow, and whenever we play that, there's not a dry eye on the front row. And you're having to kind of hold it together because they're singing it back and they're like, whoa, and you're like, stop looking at me.
But obviously, you've mentioned it. We've mentioned it a few times, but let's get to the elephant in the room. This Pain Will Serve You is out this Friday. This interview is going out next Friday, so this will have been out a week by the time this is released. But how excited are you to get this out finally?
I'm very excited. I am very, very excited. It has been a labor of love is the wrong word. It has just been absolute love putting into this record and seeing it grow. We've worked with some incredible people on it, like Justin Hill, who did the vocals for the last album. He is an incredible person when it comes to being able to record vocals with. He's worked with bands like Heart of a Coward, Silosis, Bleed From Within, and he's elevated our vocal production again. We worked with a guy called Miroslav who helped us do the guitars. He's up in Derby. We had Goliath Studios doing the drums down in Southampton. So it was recorded all over. And then we sent the album down to Australia to get it mixed and mastered.
Wow.
by a guy called Lance Prince, who has just done Alpha Wolf, Polaris, Thornhill, Make Them Suffer, and just the elites of the people within our genre. So we were like, right, we need, if we want to step this up and kind of elevate our sound, we need to invest as much as we possibly can into this. So we bled doing it, but I can't think of a more worthy investment than working with somebody who's produced some of the best heavy music in the world right now. So yeah, I'm very proud of it, and I'm very excited to see what people think of the record.
Because you've released, is it 5 songs off the record already so far?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So people have a taste for what this album's going to be. What's the feedback been like for the songs you've released so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. Like we did, just before we went to the States last year, we dropped 2 singles, and it was very much of what we had done previously, but with that kind of like edge of that mix and master, and that kind of like subtle evolution of the sound. And then as we've released these 2 new songs, Still Haunted and Noble Bloom, like Still Haunted's probably the most melodic song we've ever released, and we were very nervous about it, but it has resonated so well with people, and it's become one of the highest streamed tracks we've ever had. In 6 weeks with 160,000 streams. I've never seen streaming numbers like it in my life. So thank you.
Deserved.
And it's like, okay, like this has really resonated. And Noble Bloom came out, and 3 weeks in, 50,000 streams. You're like, okay, like people are really starting to vibe with this kind of sound that we're developing. And I think that there is a very big juxtaposition on the record. We have some really heavy stuff. We have some very, very light stuff. Like there's a song, Love You Left Behind, which has no screaming in it whatsoever. It's all sung. It's all Jake and I doing the singing on it. And it's like, I wanted to create a journey where it was like, right, when you listen to a record and it's the same song 10 times over, and you're like, whew, okay, I'll pick a few favorite songs. But I wanted to lean into our influences. A lot of us listen to like Gideon, Kublai Khan, Knock Loose. I'm not saying we've written songs like Knock Loose, but those kind of like sweatier, like hardcore songs, like short, heavy, no singing, just all rhythm and all like just heavy like music. Then it was like, well, everyone loves Bad Omens and Dayseeker, and and we really like that kind of like mellow, softly sung choruses, big hooks, and everything like that. And let's lean into that side of it. And then our kind of like our kind of bread and butter, like the songs that we love to create, the circle pits, the mosh pits, the bouncing. And it was like, let's lean into the genres that kind of define us as music listeners, and I guess create it. It's like, listen to A Day to Remember, pop punk through and through. And then you get the heaviest track, you get 2 or 3 really, really heavy tracks. Then he pulls out the acoustic guitar, everyone's sobbing, and then you're back into good pop punk party vibes. Like those albums, like you can listen to it start to finish and think it was 4 or 5 different bands on one record. And it just goes to show, like, I love an album that has good congruency, but I listen to so much music. So let's display what we feel that we can do on the record.
I mean, I struggled to pick favorites because I really enjoyed the whole thing.
Thank you, man.
Like, I found there were loads of different, every song was very different. Like you were saying, like you've got really heavy stuff, you've got melodic stuff, you've got softer stuff. Still Haunted, I absolutely loved. That's where I live in the world of like metalcore music. Like I love really heavy stuff, but also I love a bit of melody in there as well. Stuff that you can go, oh. But then obviously lose your mind during the verses and that sort of thing. I still Haunted, Noble Bloom, Fatal Frame, and Love You Left Behind were the 4 I chose. Were like the main 4 that I was like, yeah,
Love You Left Behind.
Yeah, okay. Love it.
Yeah.
That was my standout track off that album, Love You Left Behind.
Wow.
Really,
okay.
Fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
But how do you know what you want to release as singles? How do you decide what you're going to drop? To give people a taste.
So what we end up doing is we all take our tops off and we put knuckle dusters on and we fight to the death. And we're all oiled up and we're just trying to, people are just trying to survive. No, it's hard, like, because you've got many voices kind of going through. You've got management, you've got your label, you've got the guys in the band. So multiple people going, well, the commercial side of it. It's like, ultimately, like, what do you love most? Like, what do you think people are gonna want to come out and hear, and what do you want to be singing every night? Because it's us who has to go out and sing it. Like, what are we vibing with most? It is very hard, but then sometimes when you play a song and you just go, yeah, that's a single. That's a single. And what's really interesting is, like, our label, our management, our booking agents have all suggested other songs that we didn't suggest as singles and didn't actually make the cut as singles. And they were like, oh no, it was a big mistake that you didn't release that as a single. So it's really interesting. I don't think that there's ever like a cut and dry way of doing it, and you just sometimes have to go with your gut and just kind of go, I think this will resonate with people. I think you've got to give people a little bit of what they know and want from you, and a little bit of what this is also what we can do and what we're looking to do a little bit more of in the future. So yeah, it's really interesting. I think our management loved the last track, Half-Life, and for me, I almost didn't put it on the album because I was like,
really?
Yeah. I was like, but you're your own biggest critic, aren't you?
Of course, yeah.
So it's one of those ones where I'm like that. I was like, oh no, and then the moment somebody else says they like it, you kind of, oh yeah, I do really like it. So yeah, it changes your perspective, especially when you've been sat on a track for so long. Like,
yeah. And I imagine you've listened to it over and over and over again.
Well, I've got a stirred fast rule now. Like, since the album's been mixed and we listened to the mixes through and we were like, absolutely, this is the one we're going to go for. I will only listen to the songs when I'm practicing, or like I need to like refresh on something, because otherwise I'll get fatigued. And the album's not even out yet. I want to be able to, on day of release, put it up on Spotify and listen to it through and go, oh, we did that. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I've heard it before, bands like get fed up of hearing their own songs. I think I heard an interview with Chester Bennington years ago, and he's like, "I am so sick of One Step Closer, but if I don't play it, they'll riot."
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm sick of anything, but I can see that. Like, I mean, Linkin Park, they were touring 150 days of the year. Like, we're not at that stage, but we are up around the kind of 100 gig mark. Like, it's a lot of shows to be doing in a year, and then you're like, you create a set list and you're on the tour for 20-25 days, and you're going, I'm doing the same thing every night, so you've got to love it.
Yeah.
But what do you feel sets this new record apart from your previous two? Also, before you answer that, Punishing Myself Before God Does is an unbelievable title.
Thanks, man. That
Love
is
that title.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you feel sets the new record apart from the previous two?
I think it is that that real lean into the different genres, like the real, like, right, here's your stompy hardcore song, here's your like balls to the wall, let's just grunt and make ignorant caveman noises and just and like you want to see people in the pit just going like, and you're like, yes. And then it's like, right, if we're gonna do an anthemic song, like a big melody, Still Haunted, The Love You Left Behind, let's make it. I remember like The Love You Left Behind had a massive breakdown in the middle, and it was like, no, let's get rid of it because it doesn't need it. Like, we're chucking a breakdown in because you're like, that's what and you wanna write, and you find that most of the songs, they may start in a different way, but they end up kind of devolving into the same style of every other song. So the album ends up sounding really, really similar all the way through. So it's like, right, pull out those elements that you don't, that create a similar sound to everything else, and really lean into the kind of more melodic aspect. And I'm really stoked that you guys really like Love You Left Behind, because that for us, that we thought about putting that out as a single. We're like, oh, I think that's too far away from what people want to hear from us. So it actually ended up being an album track, because it was kind of too far away from the sound that people want to hear. And then obviously it's like, well, what do we like? Like, what do I think? What do I want to get up? And when I would say, like, Split the Room, like Wall of Death, like I want to see everybody jump in. I want to see people having a good time. And it's like, right, do your big kind of like metalcore style songs, and kind of evolve the sound that you had before, but give it more, like give it what people are coming to listen to you for. Like, if you're heavy and you've got choruses, lean into it. If you're so I think for me it was like, it's the production, it's the amount of time that we've spent on the record. And like the last album, like you said, Punishing Myself Before God Does, I love it. It did so well for us and has opened so many doors. But I feel like this one is now there's more emotion in it. Like, there's more of us, like the real us in there. And that's not to say that that one didn't have that. It's just, I'm more dogmatic about my approach to being as honest as possible.
I feel like where it's in the middle as well, you're giving people a little tea break. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got the first 4 tracks of just like, boom, and they're going absolutely mental. Then you've got Still Haunted and Love You Left Behind in the middle. They can go, they can just chill a little bit and go, this is nice, this is lovely. And then straight into the last 4 tracks of just like, again, and they can get back into it and go nuts. I think it's a nice little, I think you've got to have there. Some people are like, oh, why'd they put a ballad in there? And it's like, but it just gives you a little bit of, you've had 5, 6 live, say, you've had 5, 6, 7 songs of just going insane. Let's just have a breather. Let's have a moment where you can just really, ingest it and enjoy like the moment that you're in, watching one of your favorite bands and that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And it creates dynamics in the live show. Like, right, let's hug. Let's all have a little cry on each other's shoulder. It's okay. We're all here to love each other. Just 2 songs. Just chill out. Get the lighters out. So goodbye. Oh, cry. Right, let's mosh. Like, like I want to create. I want to have those dynamics, because that's what I want from a live band. Like, I don't just want an hour of like heavy because I'm gonna start to fatigue.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you should cover Bills by Destiny's Child.
Yeah. Oh, I genuinely, the conversations around shall we do a cover song again, and then like 90s and early noughties, like NSYNC and like, it just like, they kind of start to, what if we did like, and but I think that moment of time where metal bands really like that pop goes punk has had its moment.
I agree.
And now when I hear a band do it, I'm like, yeah, like I don't know. I think I've heard so many covers. I would rather not listen to a cover, and I want to listen to more original stuff.
No, that's fair. It was just an idea, Steve.
No.
Yeah.
That was a soft. Nah, mate, you're right.
Yeah, it's all good. I wasn't actually expected to be like, do you know what, mate? That's a really good idea. Yeah, thank you. Let me just text the lads.
I'll split the royalty check with you.
50p off Spotify. Before we move on from the record, though, I do have to say the artwork is fucking badass.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Like, so good.
I'd been working on the concept for a very, very long time, and I had this like vision of what I wanted it to be, and the artist Tegan that we worked with, like, he just brought it to life. I remember the design docs like are like my scribbles, and like I'm not very good with Photoshop, so I work in Paint, and I'm dragging these like squares across. So I want this like skeleton, and I want it like gold, but it's like melting into this woman's hands, and like she's like drinking all that pain up. And he was like, "I got you, bro." And when he produced that, I was like, "That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you." So I'll find the design docs somewhere, and I'll have to share them online because they are hilarious.
Just the image of the stick man, the little house, and then the tree in the center corner.
Absolutely.
So, looking at the future, obviously, you mentioned you got your album release show at the end of the month, and you're also going on tour across North America in June, co-headline with Bloodlines. How excited for this tour?
I can't even begin to tell you. Like, Bloodlines, we're on the same label together. They are brothers in arms. Like, they are the most incredible band. It is, I mean, for starters, like, to say that we're going to America to tour is just, it's still too crazy to me. But this is our third time over there, and we're now doing a co-headliner. And I'm like, I have such bad imposter syndrome that I'm like, I don't think that we are able to do this. Like, I don't think that this is possible. But what I want to do, if we are going to do this, which obviously we are, is set ourselves up to be as successful as we possibly can do. But the whole tour announcement was tied into the album coming out, so the album's going to come out 4 weeks beforehand to give us the biggest opportunity to do so. And we got a ticket sale update the other day, and I'm like, there are people like pre-buying like to come and see us, and I am absolutely staggered. I feel so blessed to be in this position where people are excited to come and see us. And I still just don't know how to take it. Like, as a headline run in North America across, I think we're doing something like 17 states in 26 days. Yeah, it's 21 or 22 shows in 26 days.
It's well and fully deserved, Steve. That's why you co-headline, And especially after listening to the new record, which is obviously, like we say, will be when it's out, it'll already be out. So hopefully people are enjoying it right now. But it's just fully deserved. You've put the work in, you've busted your ass, and look where you are now. Do you know what I mean? And it's just plain sailing, I feel.
You can never guarantee with these things. Like, I will take every moment as is, but like, it's very hard to not look at the growth that you see from the last record to this record and go, well, I can see that people are listening to us. Like, I can flick open Spotify and go, oh, that's a very big number next to our profile right there. Like, I listen to bands, like I look up to bands who have less monthly listeners than us right now, and I'm like, whoa, like that. I kind of like, oh, like it kind of makes the pit of my stomach fall out a little bit. So like I said, incredibly privileged, very, very blessed, and just feel incredibly lucky to be in the position that we're in. And I'm glad that you guys, like, I think the reaffirmation of like the songs that you like, I'm like, oh well, okay, that's really cool. I'm really glad that we lent that way with it.
Yeah, it's fact. I know you're probably going to tell me you can't say anything, but my mom said, "Don't ask, don't get." When's the UK tour though?
So we have got things planned. Absolutely, that's it's utterly obvious. But the focus has obviously been on America. So there will be more things coming out towards the end of this year. We've got stuff already in the books. We're just kind of let's concentrate on what we have right now. Yeah. Like to go big London album release show, big tour in America. In fact, 3 days before we go to America, we're headlining a festival in the Netherlands as well. So, you were kind of, it's like, oh, all of this, that in a year of itself is enough. Like,
I'm just being selfish, Steve. That's all it
is.
Yeah. I won't lie. I'm just being selfish.
If the question is, are we coming to Birmingham at some point? I think the answer will be probably yes. Yes.
That's all I needed to know.
But how do you feel since the beginning of Confessions? How do you feel you've evolved personally and musically since the beginning to now?
Tremendously. Like, I said to the guys the other day, it's like, if you had said to me just even a year ago that we were about to release our third album, we were about to go out on a headline or co-headline tour, just play Download Festival, all of these things, I would have laughed at you, mate. I genuinely thought we'd probably play about 6 gigs in a couple of pubs and then go, yeah, that was good. That was a good laugh, wasn't it? Well done, lads. And you kind of look back on it, and like the older you get, the better we were as a band. So it wasn't the King's Head. It was Bristol. Sorry, it was Brixton Academy. It wasn't 5 people; it was 5,000 people, and those tales will kind of like unwind as you go. But genuinely, from very humble beginnings, like 5 guys who met on a website called joinmyband.com because we all like heavy music.
Fucking love that.
Yeah, and it's just like cool. Right, well let's give this a go. And I listened to the very first EP that we've got online, and you kind of go, cool. Yeah, that like I was really proud of it at the time, but like it's night and day when you listen to the evolution. So like I feel very proud. Even our first album, like I went back and listened to a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, wow, man, we've really, really changed as a band. And like I feel like songwriting is something that we've really kind of like focused on. And one of the things, like length of songs, like there's a couple of songs on that album over 5 minutes long. Like my brain works in TikTok algorithms now. If it's not hooked me in 10 seconds, I'm gone. So I've got to work towards my like dyslexic neurodivergent brain where I'm like, yeah, I need stimulus. So I personally feel like we've done a significant amount of growth, and I'm very proud of where we've come from, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds.
Phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. I will say though, I bet Punish the Butler didn't have songs that long. Just saying.
Punish the Butler had an 8-minute song, mate. Let's put it like that.
Even Opeth sat there go, fuck it, you're taking a piss now.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, exactly.
Steve, before we start wrapping this up, a question I always like to ask our musical guests. Like, if people are listening to this and they're like, I like this guy, I like the cut of his jib, I'm going to go check out a bit of his music. What's, let's say, 3 songs from the Confessions back catalogue you think would give people a real good feel for what the band are that have not heard you before? I
start with the ones that have come out recently. I think Still Haunted is probably like is
yeah.
I love it. Like, and I think the message behind it as well is great. It's about my friend's partner who sadly passed because she took her own life, and I think it tells a very incredible story of how he dealt with the grief through her passing.
Jesus.
So when I say that the record is personal, like it's a very, very personal record.
Wow.
So if you listen to the song again, think of that, and you'll understand the lyrics a little bit more. So I think that tells of the honesty that we really do. And then if I flick to something like Noble Bloom, I know they're the two most recent singles, and that's kind of like the bias there, but I think, that then showcases the heavier side of the band, where it's like, okay, but then it's still got the kind of anthemic side of the what we really like to do. And then I'd probably go back and say, listen to something like Punishing Myself Before God Does, the opening track to that album, because it's just raw metalcore. Like, it's just big breakdowns, like booming chorus, but just big call out lines and like horrible blurs and just guitars great. But it's like it's kind of like your bread and butter for that kind of like where we've come from and what we do. And that song always goes wild live whenever we start playing it. So it's like whenever it comes up to the line just before the breakdown, it's like, I'll punish myself before God. That I don't even need to sing it anymore, because all I can hear is people screaming it back. So it's like, cool, yeah, I'm absolutely vibing with that. So they're probably the three that I would pick.
That's
fucking phenomenal.
Again, insane, and serious condolences. Like, that's gee, I don't know what to say. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's like, what do you? I think because I've never had to experience it, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of these things where, like, but at some point in our lives, like, we may be touched by it, and you'll have to put yourself into the position where, how was that person feeling, so you can process why it happened. And it's such a sad story. So the song tells the story verbatim of what happened. And yeah, have a listen to it when you.
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah, and just read through the lyrics, and you'll see, like, it's a play-by-play of exactly what happened and how you kind of deal with the grief. Yeah.
Again, and to people think that metal is just Satan worshipping. Yeah. Can't beat a stereotype, eh?
Yeah, we're a bunch of sad boys. We're men full of emotions, and we just want to let it all out.
And there is fuck all wrong with that, my friend.
Exactly.
Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do, Steve. I've got one more before I let it go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. When this journey first began, playing rugby, getting into music, going through school, meeting people online, etc., did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
Absolutely not. What did I think? I thought when I was 25, I'd be married with 3 kids, and I'd have like a dad wagon sedan that I would be dropping kids on. And I'm like, no,
dad wagon sedan.
Yeah, like, absolutely not. Like, I jump in the back of a van with 3 other sweaty guys, and we travel halfway around the world to play songs in front of people that scream the words back with the most incredible passion. I've seen some of the most incredible places around the world, and I feel so blessed to be in this position where, I hope it continues to grow. So, I think you always, when you start something, you kind of go, oh, what if we played Download Festival? Wouldn't that be really cool? So, oh, right, okay, yeah, tick, we've done that. Yeah. And, like, and then you kind of go, oh, well, what next? So, and it's like, well, let's kind of take every day as it comes. So, you set your eyes on something big. Did I think it was ever going to happen? No. Am I happy it is? Yeah, absolutely. So, the journey's been wild, and I'm just going to keep digging my heels in and running as fast forward as I can to see where it'll take me.
Well, like I said, it's so deserved, man. The album is amazing. I'm very excited for people to hear it when it comes out in a couple of days. Like I said, when this comes out, it's been a week, so hopefully people are already enjoying it. But, to the moon, my friend, like, to the moon. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm very excited to see where you guys go from here.
Thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. It's like you're giving me that like warm, fuzzy feeling in my stomach. You know, those little butterflies. Like, ooh. So
Mission
very,
accomplished.
just a couple of bros like hanging out, saying nice things to each other.
Oh, stop it, you.
Steve, before we let you go, plug social medias, websites. Where can people find you out in the world?
Just type Confessions of a Traitor into the internet and you'll find us in some way, shape, or form. I mean, the album comes out on Friday. Well, it'll be out when this podcast comes out. So please have a listen to This Pain Will Serve You. I'm currently at the moment sat surrounded, but like if I turned my camera around, you would see boxes of merchandise which I'm sending out pre-orders at the moment. There's like various packets to different countries around the world. So if you want to support us, you like the music, we got some cool t-shirt designs, so you can come grab a t-shirt. Our album launch show is on the 31st of May at the 229 in London. We're very excited about that. And then if anyone from America is listening, come see us when we do our co-headliner with Bloodlines in June.
Fucking phenomenal. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us today. It means the world.
Thank you, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. It was from the moment go. You made me feel welcome. I was like, it's a couple of British lads, like, just a couple of boys, just having a good time. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me.
Seriously, Steve, man, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Really it's massively appreciated. And like I said, I wish you all the best with the album on Friday now. Guys. And hopefully we'll see you very soon.
Absolutely. See you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Steve.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the 171st edition of the Chronicles of Podcast, the Chronicles of Confessions of a Traitor. Steve was lush. Like this, I hope you enjoyed that. I really do, because that was great. Wholesome, beautiful moments. Great album, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, go and listen to it right now. It's been out for a week, so get it in your ears. But yeah, it's so good, and he's just a very lovely human. Still, I didn't know about the Crazy Town stuff. I had no idea.
Did you not?
I did not find that on my escapades when I was writing stuff. No.
After we spoke to him and you mentioned about the omelette thing, I went back and watched it again, and I was like, yeah, you can see him feeding the omelette. That's fucking brilliant.
Absolutely incredible. Before we get stuck into today's show, obviously this is our last edition before we head off to Hatfield Park for Slam Dunk Festival. Please don't do that dance when we go there. It's going to be unbelievable. We are so grateful and thankful to get this opportunity for our first year ever of doing this unbelievable festival. Slam Dunk, it's like it really kicks off festival season with a bang.
Yeah. Bang, to say the least. So that lineup is fucking incredible.
Well, the lineup is insane. And we hope you've enjoyed our top 5 this week. So if you've been tuning into the socials this week to see who our top 5 have been. So hopefully you enjoyed those. Who are you looking forward to seeing? Like, is there anybody you're looking forward to seeing? Are you going? We hope you have an unbelievable time. Obviously, it goes without saying, I'm looking forward to my favourite band in the entire world, which is on my t-shirt right now. I don't remember. Seeing them for the 9th time. I'd be like, oh, has it not been 47? How's it not been 47 times? It's like, because I don't have a lot of money ever. I try my best. I don't get those sorts of fans that are like, oh, well, you can't be a real fan if you haven't seen them more than 20.
No, you're a real fan if you like their music. That's all it takes to be a fan of a band. You like their music.
I know. I'm only joking there, people. I know there's obviously people of all sorts of walks of life and stuff. But if you're going, I hope you have an absolutely unbelievable time. If you're not, I'm really fucking sorry. Get your tickets now. South, go to North. Go on, North is still available. Get up to Leeds. Get up to bloody Leeds now. Fucking get up to Yorkshire. Get up there. Your great accent will you'll just turn it Yorkshireman. Yorkshire woman, they, them, any Yorkshire person going, and you'll be like, bloody hell, fucking hellfire. This lineup's unbelievable. This is fucking champion right up here, isn't it? And that's what happened. As soon as you leave Leeds, your accent will return. Unless you are already from that wonderful county, and then obviously it will stay with you forever, and you are lucky bastards. It's all I can say about that. So funny when I talk to my dad, he's like, but I love the fact that you're getting Yorkshire, you bit your dad in there, bit your dad in there every time you're talking, is it? Every time they're speaking, it's like, yeah, it's my fucking dad, that is.
I love the fact your two favourite accents in the world are Scottish and Yorkshire. Fucking mwah.
That's just my family combined, though. He's currently in Cancun in Mexico right now, and he keeps sending me photos. Wow. Yeah, he's like, check out this fucking house, or look at this, look at that. So I literally was like, I see your scenery, and I raised you mine. I sent it in my garden, and it's overgrown. There's shit everywhere. So it's like, look at views I got here, Dad. Look at fucking views I've got here. That London scenery.
I was like, Cancun, fucking Casa del London, mate. Much better.
Anyway, did you ever used to pretend to smoke with candy sticks?
Oh, all the time. Don't know why. Now I'm looking back on it, but
it's
all
so
the
weird,
time.
Isn't it? We used candy sticks, obviously, for those who don't know, if you're the younger generation, were literally just big white sticks of sugar.
That tasted of nothing.
No, it was just sugar. Just pure, crystalline. You probably could have snorted them, but they were literally quite hard, so that would have hurt your nose if you'd have gone for that. It was like smash them up. But we always put to use them as cigarettes. It's so weird. As kids, we were like, or pens. There'd be another one as well. I used to like to pretend I was puffing on a cigar. I used to like doing that quite a lot. And obviously we had the beer sweets as well that were shaped like massive pints of beer.
Got about them.
You remember them as well?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as we went into the 2000s and people started to grow up, they vanished.
Yeah, they had just got.
Can't be promoted. Can't be promoted smoking and drinking when you're young. Can't be promoting that. Sorry.
It's weird. Like, I'm pretty certain you can still get candy sticks. I haven't seen them in years.
Can you?
I'm pretty certain you can, but not many places. But I used to remember as well. You used to get ones. It was like a stick of chocolate with a white wrapper around it. So you used to peel the bottom bit off, so it looked like the oh shit! I don't smoke. I can't remember what it's called. The bit you put in your mouth. It looked like that bit.
The butt.
Yeah, it looked like that bit, and you'd have the white bit sticking out. You'd be like, "Fucking smoking a fag, mate."
Why do we used to love doing that as children? It's so weird.
Fuck knows. We're weird.
Oh, but I love a bit of lung cancer. Me, can't wait to get old and get me a bit of lung cancer. Lovely this stuff, I tell you. Oh, it's weird.
Do you pretend you were a princess or something like this when you were younger? No, I pretended I was a divorced dad of 50 smoking a cigarette.
I remember me and my brother used to, as kids, we used to get my mum's swimming costume and put it over our neck like a cape and pretend to be superheroes. We used to do that quite a lot.
I remember as a kid, I used to disappear. When I went to my nan and granddad's, I'd disappear into their bedroom. No one would know where I was. Well, after a while, they knew exactly what I was doing. And I'd come back out in my granddad's pyjamas. Obviously, they're fucking huge on me. My nan's fur coat. And this yellow party hat like you get out of a Christmas cracker. And I'd come out every time wearing this. They'd just look at me and piss themselves laughing. I'd just go back and get changed again. I used to do it like every weekend. I don't know why.
Very pimpish.
It does sound very pimpish.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I was bestowed that coat now when she passed away. Just because memories.
Oh, bless her.
What a fucking weird child.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Your imagination just runs wildly, doesn't it?
Oh, I know. It's like every morning when me and Olivia walk to school, she's just like, Daddy, right, we're going to pretend that we've got a genie and he's going to give us the powers to be great singers and we're in a band. And I'm like, where the fuck did you just get that from? Like, how does your imagination work? And can I have mine back to that, please? Because that's incredible.
I mean, as we get older, obviously, our brains just go, I just can't be bothered, mate. All we care about is coffee and sleep.
Pretty much.
I'm either too fucking knackered or I need my coffee before I can talk to you. That's literally how a day works now.
I'll make it tea for me, but yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
I can't believe you don't drink coffee.
I remember trying it when I was like, oh, God, early teens. And I liked it for about a week. And then again, I tried another one and I was like, I actually don't like this anymore. It's really weird.
What we're going to do before we head to Slam Dunk on Saturday, I'm going to make me a coffee, but you're going to try it. And I'm going to no, and I'm not going to be like, fucking neck it, you prick, like, we're not going. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just, but I just like, it's not like I can't function. I pretend that I can't, but I like to be like, oh, I can't bloody rat. What's wrong with me? I can't think. I can't even think straight. I can't even walk in a straight line until I've had my coffee. You know, I mean, that stupid shit like that. People say.
I do know people like that, though. Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me yet. I haven't had my nectar, okay? Don't fucking speak to me. I swear to fucking God, Chris, I swear to fucking Christ, if you say one more word, I'm going to fucking stab you, all right? Literally, I've got knife right here. Let me have my coffee.
It's the shaky hand what he's saying. It tops
Weird.
it off beautifully.
Weird people. Anyway.
So I'm trying coffee next week. Okay.
Well, this week and yeah, but I'm just gonna be like I just want to see if you've not tried since your teens, you develop your taste buds may have changed. I don't know. I'm not going to force it upon you. You can tell me to fuck off. I don't mind. All right.
I'll take one for the team. I
just want to see. I'm just intrigued. You know what I mean? Anyway, so this genuinely happened at work. Not this week, just gone the week before, and I don't know what to think about it. It was a very why moment. Lady walks in, must have been about 60s, 70s. And she goes, "Hello, love. Do you recycle hearing aid batteries?" And I was like, "I think they do." I was like, "Let's double check." They do. So I was like, "Yeah, of course I could take them for you." So she went, "Okay, I've put them in this jar." And I was like, "All right, that's fine. Do you want the jar back?" No, it's fine. Took the jar off her, turned it around, bladder aid.
What?
And I went, "Oh, thanks so much that you needed help with your urine tract. How delicious. Thank you so much for that." Why would you... Who in their right mind just goes, "Fuck it, I'll put it in wherever I can find blood." I don't give a shit if he knows I take bladder aid. Who gives a fuck? I just put it in there. Fuck him. Here you go, bastard. Yeah.
Part of me is like, why would you do that? And another part of me is like, fucking go on, Doris. You'd be proud, love. If that's what you've got, use it. Fuck it. Who cares?
I would just go, "Oh, no, I'll save him embarrassment. Here you go, love. I'll pour." But maybe wouldn't pour him up even weirder. Will I get bladder aid hands? Yeah. Oh, do I need fucking bladder? Do I have to take these now? These batteries for bladder aid? Is that what I need?
That's what I've got to take to forget this whole thing fucking happened.
Yeah. Oh, I was a bit like, you look at it and go, "Really?" Because she gave it to me backwards, so I didn't see the front. So I said, I was like, "Oh, phenomenal. Thank you so much. Hooray."
Use the same brand.
Oh, fucking grim. Absolutely grim. I know people need, I don't know. I would just think a bit before you maybe put them in something like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the same. I wouldn't use that or take the label off. If
you might as well just give me a used tampon.
Oh, come on.
Well, you know what I mean? Or you might as well done that, or like piles medicine or something, and just go the whole fucking hog. Go the whole way if you're going to put your batteries in something. Do you know what I mean? Well, fuck it. I'll put it in my hemorrhoids. There we go. Here, I have my hemorrhoids as well. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Gene. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, fuck. All he had, love, was a box for me fresh cream. Do apologise.
Oh. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, move on.
Time for Cal's Treachings.
Hello, this week's Treachings come from the set of my own podcast, That Gym Couple Podcast, that I host with my partner Lucy, where we discuss all things gyms, fitness, gym anxiety, and a bunch of other stuff in between. If you do have the opportunity to come and check us out at That Gym Couple Podcast on Spotify and YouTube, we'd very much appreciate it.
Callum is back to treat the world, the nation, the universe, the people, the animals, the aliens, and God knows what else. I'm not going to do another joke about planets because obviously I've done that twice now, for fuck's sake. Who the fuck do I think I am? Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
We automatically assume that eggs in a recipe means chicken eggs.
That's a very fucking good point, you know?
Wow. Yeah. Do you know what? Sheila, I tell you what, right? Before you make cake, give me a minute. Let me go down Waitrose and get you some fucking quail. All right? Let's try use fucking quail and see what happens. Because apparently we are bastards and automatically assume that we need to use fucking chicken. So why don't we use fucking quail's eggs and see what happened there? Any more eggs I can get? Goat? Hen? Oh, my voice broke. I know that. I think my balls just dropped, love. My balls just fucking dropped. Hooray! I love it. They fucking... You know what I mean? Brilliant. I can fucking sing properly now. Fucking wonderful, that. I can't hit high-pitched notes anymore, though. I'm fucked there. But I can go for a bit more alto or toner or tenor or whatever they fucking call it down here. You know what I mean? Bit of Castrol. You know what I'm saying? Bit of Castrol GTX. I can hit them fucking notes now down here. Fucking sunflower oil. You know what I'm saying?
you okay?
No, my fucking voice broke. Then I forgot every bird going. Get me a fucking ostrich egg. Ostrich is a fucking bird. I'll tell you that right now. Those eggs are fucking huge. They're like dinosaur eggs, them fucking bastards. Put them in cake. And so, why is it a triceratops? What the fuck's this? Have you just broken into some sort of archaeological dig? Sheila, where'd you get fucking eggs from? It's got fucking horns and everything. Weird.
Jurassic World 8 making cakes.
No, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Jurassic, it's getting as bad as fucking Fast and Furious.
I think that's on 8 or 9 now. Let's not get back into that.
11.
Just wanna-
I'm surprised it was called Jurassic 2 Park.
God, that needs to really name one of them now.
Disgusting fucking behaviour. Dominion, Battlegrounds. I don't know what they're fucking called now. Jurassic World, don't fucking come here. Why are you even bothering? Oh, I'd love to go see dinosaurs. I've not heard of any dinosaur parks being broken into them escaping other than every other fucking dinosaur park in every fucking Jurassic Park movie. Knobs. How can you even develop the story any further? Like,
calm, it's fine.
Oh, Jurassic Park 1. The park gets broken into and they escape. Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. Don't they hit some city or something on some boat? Jurassic Park 3, they go back to save or get something. Jurassic World 1, they go to a park, they break out. Jurassic World 2, they escape into the city. Jurassic Park 3, they have to go back to some planet or whatever the fuck they need because they have to get something. Oh, weird. That's weird. All 3 movies fucking coincide. They're exactly the same fucking story with different people. Unbelievable.
Oh, no.
No.
It's fine.
Oh, we're done now. Series is done. Hello, Stephen. Yeah, we're making another one. Fuck it, yeah. So anyway, we're going to make another one now because we said we're done, but fuck it, we'll make another one. So what's going to happen is, it's going to be called Jurassic Universe, and then what's going to happen is they're going to go to another park on another fucking planet, and they're all going to escape again. I'll fucking clever girl you in a minute. Ridiculous. Leave the franchises alone. You don't need any more. You don't need any more. Oh, but people love dinosaurs. Watch the other ones then. Why are you making more shit?
We were talking about
eggs. We love money. We love money. That's all we care about, money.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway. It's because I got into diet. Yeah, eggs.
Eggs.
We do automatically assume they're chicken. Don't try quails or dinosaur or fucking ostrich or penguin. Who gives a fuck? Just throw it in there, see what it tastes like.
I'm really intrigued now if it'd make a difference to the taste if you use like a quail egg or something.
Probably, because the quail egg is also about that fucking big.
Yes, they are. They're pretty small, aren't they?
They're absolutely deadly. Use 15 quail's eggs, and then it turns into some sort, I don't know, becomes a Tory cake or something itself.
Tory
cake? Quaff and all that, yes, quite. We are quail, passata, and spatchcock. That's what we are. That's what cake we are. Yes, we don't do sugary treats here. No, we're too fucking. We just don't give a fuck for your sweetness. No, we are bitter bastards.
Cake is happy. We don't do happy here.
Yeah, exactly. We just like to take all your money by making as many dinosaur movies as possible. That's what we like to do.
Fuck, the stories are responsible for Jurassic World. Shit.
Anyway, Jamie, what else is Callum teaching us this week?
We're pretty lucky that pigeons make quiet cooing noises instead of loud squawking ones.
Aren't we the responsible for them being here anyway? Aren't, as a man or person, the people responsible for bringing them?
Don't actually know.
I swear they are. I swear we've like domesticated them or something, and that's why they've become not domesticated them. Come in the ass. Come on, shit everywhere. That's it. Get in here. You know what I mean? But that's why there's so fucking many of them. But could you imagine? Dev? Fucking, I didn't eat food anywhere. I'm fucking starving.
It'd be fucking nightmare, wouldn't it? Especially like, what's that part in London where it's just full of fucking pigeons?
I don't know.
I can't what it's called now. It's like a bunch of statues, but yeah. Fuck, it'd be a nightmare. You'd never get anything done. All you hear is pigeons everywhere.
I remember I was asleep, and I think it was like Thursday or Friday morning, and I'd slept amazing, but I'd left my window open, and all I could hear was this crow going, out the window. I was like, oh, it was like 5:30 in the morning. I was like, you motherfucker.
BB gun.
Tell Telegram, car. Love, Kelly. Can I reiterate? Kelly is not a bitch, for the record. Okay.
But she still doesn't believe in Joe Hendry, which is just a shame, really.
Yeah, I know. She's a 10. She doesn't believe in Joe Hendry. Disgusting. Still. Yeah, so it'd be a devastation if they'd made like the laugh, or they made fox noises or something, or pig noises. Do you know what I mean? Just something that's like horrible fucking squealing for like half an hour.
I mean, seagulls is bad enough, but if pigeons were, no,
you wouldn't hear shit. We don't have to talk. We don't have to have wear ear protectors or something and walk around.
Probably would.
Pigeons start taking over, beating the shit out of everyone, and start taking over the cities and whatnot, and it's become, it's the pigeon kingdom.
Don't start fucking making more films now. You're coming up with ideas. Pigeon World.
A budget horror movie or something. Pigeon Kingdom. They give it some sort of serum like Resident Evil, where it's like, oh, let's test the virus out on a fucking chimp. Nothing will happen. And it grows AK-47 arms with tentacles everywhere. Yeah, it's like poison. It's just it touches you, you just die immediately. Like, oh, cool.
It's funny, you said that earlier about domesticated pigeons. My ex lives over the road from someone who actually owns pigeons and has like racing pigeons and all that stuff.
How do you know they're racing though? Isn't a pigeon just a pigeon? There's no actual definitions to tell you what ones race and what don't, unless you just do it yourself, I suppose.
I think they have I know they identify them because they put like clips around their ankles, but
but how do you know which one before you even begin to become a racing pigeon connoisseur? How do you even know which one's race?
I don't know that. How do you train a pigeon for a race? I don't get that. I've never understood that one.
We need a pigeon racing expert on here, I think.
Fuck yes, the Chronicles of Pigeon Racer. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's put it in our slam questions and fine.
How do you train a pigeon to race?
Yeah.
I could tell you about my new album, but this, not got a clue.
Finally, Jamie, what is Callum teaching us this week?
It must be incredibly time-consuming to design fonts for Chinese and Japanese.
Is that because of all their logo?
Yeah, because their letters are like lines and squigglies and dots and everything.
I find it fascinating how that's their scripture and stuff like that. How it's like when I get them to sign at work for like NHS stuff, and it's just they start doing the symbols. And you're like, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
How do you even learn that?
It's really cool and really like, what the fuck? I couldn't. It'd take you forever just to learn how to write your name.
Yeah, and they read from the back of the book to the front.
Yes.
Which I think incredible. As a culture, I'd definitely like to go over and experience. Do you know what I mean? I would love to experience it.
Always wanted to go to Japan. I can imagine it's amazing. Just a whole different world. But it's similar like the name of the language has gone out of my head. Like Arabic, things like that. Like their writing, it's all like curls and stuff like that. I'm like, that is fascinating. Like, it's quite beautiful to look at. I'm like, how the fuck do you read that?
Well, obviously they live on the edge, don't they? They live on the edge and that sort of thing. So, yeah, man. I mean, I imagine they've obviously got people in their culture or who are from those countries that do it for them. I can't imagine anybody who, unless they've learned it over in the Western side, actually do that sort of thing. But I'm always intrigued by people who get like tattoos in Japanese or Chinese. It's like, well, how do you know it says what it says? How do you actually know that's what it is?
I know someone that had the like koi carp and everything down his leg and had Japanese scripture, and apparently in Japanese it just said fresh fish. But I'm like, do you know that it said fresh fish? Because that's pretty fucking...
What did he want?
I know, that's what he actually...
Honesty.
He actually wanted fresh fish, which I think is fucking hilarious. But I'm like, do you know that it actually says that?
Like? Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's almost like Japanese tattoos, like the live, laugh, love sort of like signage. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, honesty, integrity. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it's weird. I just find the idea of a Japanese person walking around just having loyalty or something written down on their arm in English, just to be like what you do for them.
I would love it if they did that. I would love it if they did that.
But
be kind. Across the neck, the throat area.
I actually want to see someone with live, laugh, love in English just written down their arm in Japanese.
Oh, grim.
Fucking brilliant. But he has got a point though. Back to what you were saying, like, because obviously the English language is really its basic shapes, isn't it? It's not exactly complex. So to design their letters looking different for fonts must be a ball ache.
That looks gorgeous after it's done, though.
Yeah, I bet it does.
That's when they use the big, like, quilly ink things and they make them on the scripture, like the really huge parchments and the scrolls. And, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Callum, mate.
Wow.
Disgustingly good this week. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. Jamie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty tired because, like, I've just come off a stretch of like 2 weeks of early. It's been up at 4 o'clock every morning, which I hate. But yeah, other than that, I'm good. I actually got to sleep past 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm all right.
No, I was going to say, because body clock wise, I'm so used to getting up at 7:30. My body, even in my office, I was like, it's 7:30. Like, no. And then once I'm one of those, once I'm awake, I'm like, bollocks, I'm awake now. So I'm one of those people that when I go to the toilet in the middle of the night, or when I go anywhere in the middle of the night, I have to keep my eyes closed.
Yeah, you've told me this before, and it still baffles me.
Yeah, because otherwise, if I open them, my body goes, cool, it's time to start the day.
That must be a nightmare if you stay in somewhere you've never stayed before. Be like, where the fuck am I going?
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the fucking best. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're good, man. I'm glad that you don't have to fucking deal with 4 a.m. starts for however long now, which is beautiful.
No, I've got 2 shifts this week, and I'm off all the next week. So I got like I say, I'm Wednesday, Thursday night shift, and then from Friday off, I'm off for like 10 days. I'm like,
let me just check my watch. Fuck you. It says that's all I can say here. That's what it says right here. It's looking at it. Yeah. So
nice, is it?
Well, just deal with it.
Fine. Not very nice. Punishing me for time off work. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, good, man. Daytime recording is a bit weird.
Yeah.
We haven't done this for ages.
I know. I feel more awake. It's great.
Well, it's not. I think in the evenings when we record, we're always like, and especially if I've been at work all day, or you've been at work all day, or whatever, we're just like, yeah, stuff. So stuff's happened. I thought it was really funny when that pigeon said "coo." You know what I mean? Absolutely hilarious. I was watching it. I thought, "Fuck, he's gonna do it. Oh, he did it. He fucking did it." But yeah, man, I watched Britain's Got Talent last night with Kelly, and it's just turning into X Factor.
It's all singers and shit, anyway. I feel like singers shouldn't be on that show. That's what X Factor's for, and The Voice and all the others.
But X Factor doesn't exist anymore, so it's a bit difficult to do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like there was so obviously we talked about Bao Kong last week. This week I'm going to talk about idols. So Asian community again. I'm not entirely sure where they're from. I probably should research it before I started. But they're dressed as dolls and they act like dolls, and they dance like dolls, and they're fucking unreal. Scary fucking shit again.
I was gonna say it sounds quite terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
They don't talk. They don't do anything, and then when they like just like wave and like. And then, God, it's amazing. They were amazing last night. Obviously, they didn't go through. Because no, I can't expose my children to this bullshit. But watch it, sensational.
I should put a clip in.
It was like a puppet master dance sort of thing. It was really good, really fucking good. Their audition's absolutely amazing as well. But yeah, I don't know. I like the different, but again, I don't know if it's because we're from the alternative community. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know if that's got any correlation, but like, I love the weird, freaky stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's just different. It's fun.
Exactly.
Like, why do you want to watch the same things every fucking week, every year? Like, do something different. Just even like we keep going to call him Prince. I bet even King Charles will turn up and be like, another fucking singer. Like, he probably wants something different.
I bet he loves it. I don't think he'd say fucking either, but I bet he absolutely loves it.
I bet he'd love some freaky like doll dancing and
I always feel like as part of the alternative community, like we always get squashed. We always get like, oh no, we can't be having that as a raw variety performance. Thank you. No, we do not want to expose this to the masses. Thank you very much. They can stay in their little corner and we'll leave them over there. Thank you.
Have some fucking fun. Jesus
like Bao Kong. What did you think of that?
Oh, it was incredible. Freaked me the fuck out, but it was incredible. I was watching it. I was like, how do you do that? How do you learn you can do this?
Yeah.
You mentalist. But it's incredible.
Unbelievable.
But as soon as he started putting the things in his eyes, I was like,
yeah, of course. So yeah, man, I don't know. I just find that I've never really I've watched it. I used to watch it properly. I then didn't watch it for years, and now obviously now being McKelly, it's like actually just got me into it. So my mum was like, "This is weird. Weird talking about terrestrial TV, where you love." So yeah, enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Is it the final now, or I don't know what?
No,
It's at.
one more semi this weekend coming, and then the finals. The end of May.
So it's all singers left now then.
No, there's 5 singers, and then there's 3, 1 comedian, 1 guitarist who's 11.
Oh, I've seen him. Yeah, he's cool.
Fuck, who's the other one? Oh my God. The post office choir went in yesterday, and the comedian went in yesterday. And then there's like singer. There's a guitarist, and there's one other person it's completely escaped me. It's complete. It's the first
choir.
You remember the post office scandal?
No, brain's gone dead.
Okay, well, basically, they all got imprisoned and done for shit that was an IT error, and the Tory government imprisoned them and punished them, and they lost relationships, loved ones, they lost their jobs, they lost their lives, basically. Okay, and now they're turning it around to like fight back, and the people who were wronged, there's still thousands of people that are still in prison and still fucked over and everything else. Need to save them as well. I can't remember what the actual thing. There's a whole documentary on it. There's like everything on it. But they formed a choir.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're in the final.
They're winning.
So I'm fully expecting the backlash of people because 2 judges made political comments yesterday, even though they said they weren't. They were a bit like, but I think that's great. But there's going to be some people like, you cannot talk about politics on TV, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. So, yeah. Anyway, my friends, what have you been doing yourself?
I'll be honest, not a fat lot. I've mostly been Rihannaing. I've been too tired after work to do anything. I went to go see the kids last week.
How was that?
Help Sam. Yeah, it was good. Just help Sam sort some stuff out, cooking tea and all that blah. We've done 2 incredible interviews. One you've just heard, and another one for next week. Watching wise, we finished Andor season 2 this week, which was
Of course it was.
No, the way it's gone.
Star Wars, man.
Oh fucking. Oh, season 1 was a bit. It was all right. It was okay. But season 2, like, it ends perfectly where Rogue One starts, and then Rogue One ends perfectly where A New Hope starts. So, like, you watch them 3 together, and it's just like, oh, yeah, glorious. It was so damn good. I'm very happy as a Star Wars fan right now. But yeah, that's about it. I really haven't done much. I've just been way too tired to do anything.
You never talked about finishing your WrestleMania. Did you ever finish those?
No, I just kind of gave up on them, to be honest. It got very time consuming. I've still been sort of slowly watching them for myself, though. I've not bothered doing videos and shit anymore. I've just started 18. I just started it today, actually. Like I said, I've just been watching like bits at a time. It's been a while since I watched it. God, 17 is just so fucking good. I know we talked about it here when I was starting it, but when I finished it, I was like, oh, this event's so good. No one ever talks about that Triple H and Undertaker match from that one. It's always the other ones. That one needs to be talked about more. It's too damn good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've really not done much. What about you?
Well, me and Kelly went to the Science Museum yesterday, the one that we thought we had to pay for but didn't. And a lot of it was like refurbed or closed or like, and then the things that you can interact with and the fun shit, you had to pay like £15 for to get in, and we were like, each. We're like, nah. So we looked at a few bits. We looked at some planes. We looked at some TVs, how the body works and that sort of thing. And then we were like, after an hour, like, cool, should we just go and get Biscoff frappes? So we did. We went and got Biscoff frappes from McDonald's. They're fucking unreal if you hadn't had them. If you're a Biscoff fan, oh my God. She said the McFlurry's amazing, but I was like, yeah, but it's just Biscoff biscuit on top of ice cream. Surely that's not that exciting. But
the sauce are unreal.
I don't know. I don't know. Vanilla ice cream is not my favorite at the best of times. It's just so bland. So I'm just not really, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really excite me. But the frappes are lush. So we did that. We were going to walk around Hyde Park. But obviously because of her knee, and she was quite tired and stuff, and I was shattered. We just went home and we chilled. And like I said, watched Talent. We watched Genius Game as well, which we were loving. And then we just kicked back. I think we watched quite a bit of Simpsons. I can't remember what we did yesterday. Should we watch a documentary called 3 Identical Strangers, which is about twins separated at birth. but didn't know they're separated at birth for a scientific experiment. But they didn't know they were separated, and they randomly found each other at university. Fucking unbelievable, unbelievable story.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then they found it happened quite a lot, but the parents who adopted them didn't know that it was part of an experiment and that sort of thing, and people coming over to observe. Yeah, it's pretty fucking mental.
Kind of fucked up.
And
thinking about it,
the results are locked away until 2066, and they'll all be dead by the time it actually the result. Yeah, nuts, man, nuts. Saturday night, I FaceTimed Braden and Dustin, and we played Rocket League. That shit still blows my mind. That sort of shit still, even after being friends with Braden for over 5 years now, like that shit still blows my mind. Like how I'm just FaceTiming and just hanging out and chatting, and then we play Rocket League for over an hour.
You've stayed at his house, let alone FaceTiming.
Well, there is that. Yeah. It's just nuts. So that was really fun. We're going to be doing an Amber Forest Chronicles podcast soon with all four of us. Other than that, I've been Rihanna in. We did 2 interviews, like you said, and just been catching up on AEW, catching up with WWE, playing a lot of Phasmophobia with Kelly, Ashley, and Gareth. Not really scared of it anymore.
Suppose you've been playing it long enough now.
I used to not want to go in the house at all, ever. And now I do. I've been killed a lot more recently because I keep going in and doing shit and then it just fucking chases me. Bastard. But it's good fun. It's really good fun. Kelly won't ever enter the houses if they're big maps. If like a lighthouse or the prison or the school, when the maps are huge, she won't ever go in them. I think when they find the ghost room, she'll go in and drop a camera and that's it. It's like, yeah, cool, I'll stay out here. And I'm still a bit like that. I go in a bit more now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I've never played it. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest.
It's just ghost hunting.
Okay.
That's literally it. A ghost is haunting a building or a campsite or whatever, and you just got to find it and then work out what it is.
Okay.
But it will event you. It will scare the shit out of you. It will come out of nowhere. It will hunt you and kill you. It's great.
I can see the fear building up on your face as you were saying that.
There's no fear. I was just telling you.
It looked like we're like, it could kill you, it could haunt you.
It blows lights out and that sort of thing, and then it comes after you. So yeah, it's crazy now.
I can see why that would shit anyone up, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jamie, I think we're all up to date.
I think we are, my friend.
It's time for Tom's Journal.
Oh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to another edition of the journal. Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
I don't think you are, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Honestly, I absolutely hate it when people don't believe my exaggerations. Like, yeah, I did wait 4 weeks for a bus once. Fuck off.
I don't know. It's something about exaggerating has always made me laugh. I just think it's great. I don't know what it is.
I remember being on a bus once. This was years ago when I was working at William Hill. It was back like 2011, 2012. And I was in Gloucester and I was getting a bus home and I heard 2 students behind me and they went, yeah, I necked 2 bottles of vodka and I was fine. Like, no, you wouldn't be. You'd be getting your stomach pumped, my friend. 2 bottles of vodka? Are you for fucking real? What were they? A mil?
2 shots of vodka just makes me feel a little bit sick.
Oh. There's no way to have 2 bottles. It's not even something to be proud of either.
It's probably those, those little Diddy miniature bottles you can buy. It's probably those.
Yeah, probably. Jamie, don't you think that having a baby is just keeping cum as a pet?
Ah, dude! I have 4 kids! No! Saying that, the amount of times I've said to them that they're my fastest swimmer just to make them cringe is pretty funny, but no, bad Tom, no. Oh,
enjoy it.
No.
I was in a really bad mood today, and then my 3-year-old walked over, handed me a rock, patted my face, and said, "Mummy, you're perfect. Here's a present for you." Really made me smile. And then I realized the rock was cat shit.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, I suppose.
All counts.
I suppose.
Oh, fucking cat of shit.
It would appear that I have fucked up. What are you doing, love? Just chilling with the boy? Well, why isn't he at school? Because it's Saturday. It's absolutely not, David. It's fucking Friday.
I'm amazed I've never done that. Especially because my days off change all the time. I'm amazed I've never done anything like that.
Would be, I mean, I'd be gutted. It's a day off gone. Me thinking what a good trick it is to ask someone how to spell their name when I've forgotten it. Me, you have a really interesting name. How do I spell it? Them. D-A-N. Me. Them. Me. Oh, okay. So it's only the one N then.
I mean, if you were going to come up with a retort, that's gold. Like, fair play.
Oh. Right, I've got some tips for you, okay?
Ooh,
on what to say during sex, okay?
Oh, God, okay.
So the list I have here goes fine. If you do this, I'll be so proud of you. Right, so we've got ooh, ah, ting, tang, and then walla walla bing bang.
I like that. I like that.
So could you imagine? Ooh, ah, ting, tang, walla walla bing bang.
I was going to say, you got to do the thrusts each time.
Yeah.
Try and finish on the bang.
I remember one of my friends told me that his brother, I think, was sleeping with his then missus, and as he was about to arrive, he shouted, "Pikachu, I choose you," and she broke up with him immediately. So there we are.
I mean, personally, I would have married that man right there and then, because that's fucking gold.
I mean, of course you would have done. It's crazy, isn't it? How we used to buy eggs to throw at houses. Now we can't even buy eggs or houses.
What sort of eggs?
It didn't say.
Did we definitely buy chicken eggs? Because you never know. You can't make assumptions.
No, we can't. You should never assume.
Never assume. I never did that. I never did the whole egg in someone's house thing.
No, neither did I.
I remember someone threw one at a bus that I was sat on, and it went through the window, and the yolk landed right on my fucking head once.
Did it? That's a shot and a half. That because bin windows, bus windows are not very like they don't open very far.
I mean, a part was pissed, and another part of me was really impressed.
I'd be like,
yeah, it's like you dickhead, but bravo. Yeah.
At my last job, the manager told this girl that her hair was way too long and needed to tie it up. So the girl just took off her wig and handed it to the manager. I think about this day a lot.
Fucking fair play.
I would have worshipped at her feet. I never would have got off the floor. She could have whatever she wanted. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. Right, Jamie, think about this. It's a heist movie, okay? It's Patti LuPone, Aubrey Plaza, and Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is the only Muppet, bear with me. And it's simply never mentioned. She has several human male suitors, including Pedro Pascal. Every time Miss Piggy looks in the mirror, her reflection is played by Jennifer Coolidge. Again, never explained.
Give me that film right now. Just give me that film.
Fuck your Jurassic Park 52 and put that on. Yeah.
Jurassic Park 52. I mean, to be fair, the Muppets just need to be involved in more things anyway. But
yeah, exactly. And everything if they can.
Yeah.
Just need more Muppet. And fuck cowbell, we need more Muppet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the idea of it never being explained to them. That's my favourite part of the Muppets. They just blend in with humans and no one mentions the fact that they're not human.
It's great. It's fucking great.
Beautiful.
I bet it's happened to you. Of all the terrible ways to be woken up, I think, Mummy, my fart's on the floor, takes the cake.
I can't say I've had that one. I remember when Harrison was little, he woke us up and was like, I fed the guinea pig for you. We'd turn round and he's emptied the entire bag of hay on top of the guinea pig. So the guinea pig's just like, where the fuck am I?
Oh my days. Do you reckon it had the time of its life or it'd be like, what the fuck?
Probably it's like spinning around going,
Remember when you were 12 years old and you sing along to Blink-182 like, work sucks, I know, but you had no idea how much work actually sucked. I know now. I really do know now.
Yeah. Every time Olivia's like, I don't want to go to school. I'm like, trust me. Embrace these moments, kid. You're going to have to go to work, and that sucks more.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy your school times, trust me. Couple more. Marketing. Right, let's create a fun and exciting cereal. Executive. Okay, go on. Marketing. It'll have cool colours and fruity flavours. Marketing. Executive. Oh my god, yes! Marketing. And rabbits can fuck right off the thing they can have any.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, so good. And finally, this is fucking incredible. Dude, what's your street name? Lil Marco? You live on a street called Lil Marco? Oh shit, you meant my address. And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
That's so much funny for like at a bank or a job interview or something like that. I don't know what my street name would be. I'm nowhere near cool enough to have a street name. It's fine. Oh. Mr. Stephen, before we move on, do you have a single of the week this week?
I do have a single of the week this week, but before I get into it, I just want to say this was insanely hard again.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. Obviously, Confessions of a Traitor's brand new album, This Pain Will Serve You, is out right now. Go and check out that list right now. Bury Tomorrow's brand new album, Will You Haunt Me With That Same Patience, is also out right now as well. So please go and check that out. Obviously, Sleep Token released their brand new album, Even in Arcadia, last week. So make sure you're checking that out as well. There's
Number
so
one.
much, man. There's so fun. Is it actually number one as well?
Number one.
Yeah, fair play to them. But I'm going to revisit a band I started with when I first started doing this segment, which Sleep Theory's brand new album, Afterglow, also came out on Friday. And they've got a song called Words Are Worthless, which is the very last song on the track, on the album, sorry. The whole album is gold. The whole album, from start to finish, is utter bangers. There's so many good songs in there. There's like 3 almost like ballady, heavier ones, and this is one of them. Words Are Worthless, the very last song on the album. It just makes me want to clasp hands, do the Creed dancing and that sort of. It's so good. So I highly recommend you check out Words Are Worthless on the brand new album Afterglow by Sleep Theory, which is out right now.
Incredible. I'm so behind. I've got so many albums to listen to. You've just listed like 3 of them there I need to listen to, but
you still haven't seen Coco's album yet?
I haven't had a chance.
Dude.
Yeah. If I'm listening to a full album, I like to invest the time in it and properly like pay attention, and I've just not had any free time to do it.
The opening track on Bury Tomorrow's is also like, fuck me.
Yeah. They're on there. I need to listen to them. If only I don't have a 3-hour coach journey coming up this week.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Yes. Anyway, my single of this week is a former guest of ours. It's the wonderful Dream State with their new single, Bittersweet Scars of My Past. Jesse and the boys, straight at the fucking park yet again. I don't think this band have released a bad song. It's so damn good. Like, everyone needs to go check out this song. Jesse's vocal is fucking incredible on it. I love the way they mix like the electronica with the heavy. Fucking love this song, and it makes me dance. So therefore, it's great.
And hopefully, we'll be seeing her on the show this Saturday at Slam Dunk. So
yeah.
So that'll be absolutely amazing to actually get to catch up with her properly. But yes, absolutely incredible. I have also listened to this song. I made Kay listen to it yesterday, and she was dancing away to a little self, bless her, enjoying it. It's a very, very, very good song.
It's a good time to be a music fan at the moment.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people, because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
the times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Mr. Stevens, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Stevens.
One wiener next to another
wiener. Don't know why that came into my head.
So Jamie's participating again. I'm really excited to hear the question.
I don't know what that was.
Static by Sleep Theory.
Okay. It's audience participation time.
Oh, you should have just kept going with the music rather than saying, because that fitted beautifully. It's just gone da 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 da. Look at me being a prick. No, Jamie, this is how it should be. This is how you should have done it. I'm so sick of when you sing with me. This is absolutely. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's OCD, if it's ADHD. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on within this realm here that they call a brain. Also, when people say fucking braining, my braining is not braining. Fuck right off to the fucking bin. So sick of this shit. Oh, my brain is not braining. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
This week, I said, we've all had those TV shows we adore and then suddenly cancelled. So with that in mind, this week we're asking, what's a cancelled TV show you'll never stop thinking about?
Why are you shouting? Don't shout. It's okay.
I didn't shout.
I thought my ears were going to explode then. Fucking hell.
Well, I shouted for cancelled. I know emphasise.
I know we're passionate about this, but Jesus. Again, 24 was never really cancelled. It just ended. I can't think. Oh, yes, I can. Final Space. Final Space on Netflix.
It's cancelled.
After season 3 with a massive fucking cliffhanger, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not making it anymore." I was like, "Are you for real?" I loved that show, like proper adult cartoon, but it actually made me cry quite a few times. I got so it's weird with cartoons. I don't really get invested that much because it's cartoon, but that show, unbelievable. Like, it was so good, and the cast was unreal in it as well. I'm gutted they cancelled that.
It was a great show. I remember that.
Yeah. And then Netflix took it off.
So this is one thing I wanted to clarify with this, because like you just mentioned with 24, to me, a series that's been cancelled is we're halfway through a storyline and they're like, fuck you, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's cancelled to me. Like when a story just finishes and they don't do another series, I don't count that as a cancelled. It's just the show's finished now.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, I'll be honest, I've not heard of a lot of these answers, but we'll go with them anyway. Oh, my answer is Happy. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I can't remember the name of the actor. He's basically a guy, and he had a friend who was like a cartoon Blue Rabbit thing. Yeah, it's been ages since I watched this, but it ended on such an incredible cliffhanger where like God was coming into it and all this sort of shit. I was like, okay, this is going to be amazing. And the next thing is like, Happy season 2 cancelled. I was like, you bastard! I was really looking forward to that, but yeah. So I was really gutted that got cancelled. Really was. There are a couple others, but they've been mentioned in this, so I'll mention them when they get mentioned. Mark Brooks with possibly the answer we had the most, and I had a feeling it'd get mentioned the most. Firefly. Firefly is mentioned so much, and understandably.
That was Nathan Fillion, right?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion. They had like one series, and it is one of the greatest sci-fi shows ever made. They did Serenity, the film, and then they never went back to the show. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Where's the rest? Because they were building up to like this incredible new next season, and then just nothing.
Wow.
Never understood it.
Never
Why?
seen it. So.
Oh, really, really good. Like, never understood it. Deb Goddard says Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore. I was fuming when this got cancelled. Again, great show. Ended with a great cliffhanger to bring a new series. Cancelled.
The thing is, right, if they're cancelling this, why did they not just not make them in the first place then? I think they should commit and do it, or just don't do it at all. Don't go, yeah, of course, but we'll only give you a couple of series. If everyone loves it, and then they go, yeah, I've had enough of that now.
That's what I don't get. They're popular. People really enjoy them. They've got big actors in them. And then they just go, nah. I don't get it.
No.
Like, Drew Barrymore, I think it's Timothy Oliphant's in that. And I was like, fuck, it was great. Yeah, never got it. Jason Scott, an answer we got quite a lot as well, was Farscape. I know of it, never watched it. Very popular.
Sci-fi game, isn't it?
Sci-fi, yeah. Athena, Alphas, cancelled after just one season. That's even more frustrating when it's one season. Like, come on, at least give me if you're going to cancel it on me, at least give me a juicy bit to go back and rewatch.
This, though, that sounds a bit more like if not, maybe not a lot of people watched it, maybe not a lot of people. If it's like 3 or 4 and then you cancel it, that's a dick move. Yeah. If it's just one, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe it didn't perform as well as as they thought it was going to. I think that could probably be, I don't know.
I'd love to know how they justify whether it was a success to carry it on, because some things, you get loads of fans of it and they're like, still don't. Skyrim and other stuff I like on TikTok. Great name. Z Nation only had 5 series and then finished on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, 5 series. So why are you cancelling it?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Maybe it should go, okay, what we're going to do is we want you to do one more, then we're going to stop. And then you can close the stories off. I don't know.
At least do that, yeah. At least be like, yeah, like you say, okay, this isn't performing how we like. This is your last season. If it's like, we're just going to give you 6 episodes, at least give them a chance to fucking finish the story, for Christ's sake. Ugh. Aggravating. Mitchell Phillips, Reaper. I really wanted a satisfying ending to that show. Reaper was good. I think I remember watching that. That was good. Milka, Space Force was perfect. I never watched Space Force. I know of it, but I never watched it.
Steve Carell?
It's Steve Carell, yeah. I've never really heard if it was good or bad, if I'm honest. I'm thinking about it. Never really heard anything about it. B-Ben, American Gothic. 1, maybe 2 series, and then cancelled because it was upsetting our American audiences, apparently. Why? Why would you cancel it? What was upsetting about it? That's what I want to know as well. I've never watched it. No, I've heard of it, never watched it, though. Tafned22, the Stargate universe. I'm going to agree to disagree on this one. How much Stargate do you need? There was a lot of Stargate out there.
Oh.
Yet the film... There was SG-1 that went for fuck knows how many years. And I think they did an Atlantis one as well. That's where Jason Momoa got famous from doing that. Like, there's a lot of Stargate out there. But you'd be all right. But you never know. People like what they like. Kelly Cleaton, the best Bad Girls.
I remember that.
I remember Bad Girls.
She also on the phone was like, have you seen my answer? Have you seen my answer? And I was like, yeah, but I never watched it. So...
I watched some of the early seasons. I remember when that came out. I always have this vivid memory of someone getting their tongue pierced with like a nail going into an apple. Obviously through the tongue into an apple or something like that.
Yeah. I kind of gathered.
Yeah. I know, but I don't know. I just figured I'd elaborate. I don't know why that's always stuck with me. And the memory says it got like infected. It was all gross. But yeah, I vaguely remember that show. Ed Sayhay on YouTube says Whitechapel, Pushing Daisies, and the 3rd sequel in the Life on Mars Ashes to Ashes series.
I loved Pushing Daisies. I watched the first series. It was so good. Where he touches people and they come back to life, but then someone else will die.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it.
But... There was only 2 series. I watched the first one, loved it, never watched the second.
Sounds about right. I'll give you a couple more. Our good friends at On the Cinder says Freaks and Geeks. I've never seen it but heard of it, and apparently it's really good, like a teen comedy thing. Ethan Lader, former guest, says Carnival. Again, never heard of it if I'm honest with you. And I will give you the last one right now. Saskia Turner Edwards. She gives an answer that was been given by many people, and I've saved this one because it is a tragedy and a fucking crime that this series has not carried on. Mindhunter on Netflix. 2 incredible seasons. So many unanswered questions, and then suddenly, no more. I don't know if you ever watched Mindhunter.
Nope.
Oh, it is fucking superb. Like, do you know about it? Do you know what it is at all?
Is it set from like the 60s or 70s or something?
Yeah, it's set in the 60s and 70s, and it's basically setting up the profiling department of the FBI and how they catch serial killers and things like that. Charles Manson's in it, like shit tons of serial killers are in it. Like with the interview, they go to prisons and interview these serial killers, and the casting is incredible. Like the people that get to play the killers look just like them. It's quite scary. Like the guy that played Manson also played him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if memory serves. Like that's how much he looks like him. Like it was incredible. And building up, like you had this serial killer that were clearly going to start working together to use all this stuff to catch. Gone. With no rhyme or reason, just gone. Like, oh, genuinely makes me angry. I've gone back and rewatched this show about 2 or 3 times now, and every time I get to the end, I'm like, where's the rest? And it's calmed down. Get off my high horse. Yeah. A lot of broken hearts from a lot of great series.
But thank you to everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge. We appreciate all of you massively. So thank you very much for all your answers. There's a plethora, I think, on TikTok, so muchly appreciated. But if you enjoyed Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's Journal, Callum Streetching's the interview, and yeah, all right, they're still going, but we'll let them carry on. And you enjoy the other 170 editions of the Chronicles podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from, be Spotify, Google, Apple, etc., etc. The main 2 areas we want you to come is all over our social media at TCO Pod. It'll be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever it may be, at TCO Pod. And please come and subscribe to us on YouTube at The Chronicles of Podcast. Hit the bell to get notified when new videos are released and comment to your heart's content. That's all social media at TCO Pod and the YouTube at The Chronicles of Podcast. Go on, Jamie, send us out.
Oh, let's say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. Every single piece of music you've heard on today's edition is brought to you by the wonderful singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out. All social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go follow his music on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you get your music. Go check it out right now. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to our good friend Braden Barry. We heard talk about him earlier. SayWeCanFly.shop, no longer a thing, but you can go give Braden all that love and support. Go check out his music under Say We Can Fly, his other merch store, Anxious Ghost, and go check out his incredible podcast, Amber Forest. Go check it out right now. It is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, last but not least, a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere, and I mean everywhere. It's not a UK issue, a global issue where people of the alternative culture are being treated differently simply because the way they dress, the music they listen to, whatever it may be. We had a conversation earlier on how the alternative community seems to be pushed aside and not looked at and given the respect it deserves simply because it's not the norm. So help us, help them to spread that message out there. Head to sophielancasterfoundation.com and do what you can to help us help them. And last but not least, a massive thank you to this handsome bastard right here.
Appreciate it, my friend. I will see you on Friday in person.
Yes, you will.
Slider Festival. Yeah. Everyone who's going down to Slam Dunk Festival this weekend, have the most unbelievable time. Enjoy absolutely everyone you can, and I hope you discover some new bands you never heard of before. But have the best weekend ever. Jamie, another wonderful addition in the bag.
Another wonderful addition indeed, my friend.
Steve, thank you so much. We wish you all the best with Confessions of a Traitor. We wish you all the best with the brand new album. This Pain Will Serve You is out right now. Make sure you're streaming it as we speak or blasting it and turning it up to as loud as you can possibly fucking get it. And we will, as for this week, we will see you all next week for the Chronicles of On the Cinder.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ta-ta. Bye.